And we're back with another video. So, listening to all these people talking all around different states. Now I was just listening to, I think it was the governor or mayor of Massachusetts, talking about how they don't like the idea that ICE is in their state. They want them out of there. You know, they are against all these things, talking about they want DHS prosecuted, this, that, and the other, all these things that they're talking about. Now, mind you, when these people talk like that, right, they're talking about they don't want justice and they don't want any kind of law enforcement to be in their states. I wonder why, right? Because that's usually how criminals think, right? Criminals don't want to see the cops when they're doing crime because the cops are in the way of process or progress when it comes to criminality, right? So now you got all these people in all these states paranoid, and most of the ones crying are only the blue ones, are the only ones crying about that. They don't want that, right? That usually is because they have done and they have something to hide too, right? So now they're watching what's happening in Minneapolis, and a lot of these blue states are doing the same thing, and they've stolen a lot of shit and a lot of money from us taxpayers, and they're freaking out because it's getting close to them. They don't know who's going to get hit next, you know? So they're concerned about that. So now if you look at, for example, Tim Waltz here, right? And all this. Now, look, it is simple to see, right, that there's no way in the world, right? There's no way in the world that a person like a governor of a state doesn't know. Look, I could see even if, you know, normal things happen, some people could steal this, that, or whatever. $100,000 is missing, $500,000, even $1 million. I'll give you even $1 million that's missing for whatever reason, right? And that's good. Okay, fine, whatever, right? But when you're talking about billions with a B, and not just 1 billion, multiple billions, right? And you're going to tell me anybody with common sense knows that that means that from the top all the way down, there's crime, right? Because if the top don't know it, the middle will catch it. If the middle doesn't catch it, the lower level government officials will catch it and see it. One way or the other, someone's going to see that this money is missing or something isn't right. Some of the state accountants, the people that keep supposedly control of this money and everything. I mean, think about it this way. If the IRS, right, can be so quick to know where every penny that you make, they know these things, right? Then they also know and have the ability to know that billions of dollars were stolen. Right? But now we can't talk like that, because if we talk like that, that means real world, real time, right? And in the fantasy world of unicorns, that doesn't fit in. There's other explanations for the money being gone, except the truth, right? And that's the way these people operate, and this is the way they continue to operate, and then they're pissed off and don't want ICE in their estates or anything like that, right? So now my thing is, you know, you got all these, you know what it is? Now, I've made videos in the past that talked about the consequences that were going to come when people kept harassing ICE and all that. Eventually, I knew death was coming. Whether it was going to be that someone killed an ICE agent and then 10 other people got killed over it, or vice versa. And it did happen. And it's going to continue to happen. You know why it's going to continue to happen? Because the government, right, in these corrupt states like Minnesota and places like that, these places, the government bodies are literally on TV 24/7, and the mainstream media that's owned by the globalists and all these criminal bastards, right? Constantly, we got to stand up. You got to go out there. You got to fight with them. Don't let them do this. You got to stand up for your rights. You got to do this. You got to do that. All along, all those government officials pumping you up are hiding in their home. They're not going out there, so they're not catching the bullet. But you, the fool, right, that want to go out there and listen to their bullshit because you don't listen to what nobody else got to say, right? Then you end up dead. Now, here's the thing. The biggest thing now is to make sure, right, that we keep going with the bullshit and everything else, just to keep the distraction away from what's happening and what governors have been doing in all these states. Wait till it comes down to California. Ooh, know. We already know. We already know. Listen, without the government going there yet, let me give you a prediction. There's at least $100 billion missing somewhere with those people over there. Big time money missing. I'm talking billions, right? And we already know this, like the bullshit train that never got done, the homeless money that never got done, all the shit that never got done, right? But it's racism. The reason that money got stolen and the people got killed out there is racism. It ain't got nothing to do with the government officials that are pumping you fools up to go out there and cause these dramas and these problems. Here's the thing. None of you people out here with the protesting and the arguing with these ICE agents has nothing to win, nothing to gain here, except the little $200 that you're getting to put your life on the line to get shot in the face. Right? By some dumb shit that's going to happen. Eventually, one of you idiots that is in the crowd with you is going to open fire big time. And when they do that, even though you're not armed and you weren't there for that, you're going to catch that bullet. Now, there is no way in the world, right, that you're going to tell me that you as a person don't know that that can happen to you and that you're that stupid. And if you don't know and you watch my video, now you know. Don't be out there. Don't be out there. It's coming. It's going to happen. And it's not just going to be one or two that are going to die. It's going to be quite a few. And you're going to see this go down. It's not that ICE is going to overreact. It's not that ICE is not trained like these governors are saying. All the crooked governors are out right now. Everybody that got something to hide and is a criminal is outspoken right now. They don't want this to come to their states. They don't want this to continue because this means that all of this shit, of all the thieves that they are, the robberies, the lies, the bullshit, all of that is coming out and everybody knows it. Now watch this. Now Tim Walz is being investigated, but we already know what time it is, right? They can investigate all they want. I already know that the sentence should be 50 years, 50 to life. He should never see that. He should die in prison. That's a pretty simple. Gavin Newsom, forget it. I would put him on death row for what he's done to the people. Crimes against the people, like still today with the bullshit with Palisades and all of them people can't build their house because of the governing body in California, not because of anything else. They don't want those people to build their houses again because they got plans for that land with the globalists that they work for. But nobody listens to me. You know why they don't listen to me? Because what do I know, right? But everything I say in my videos before it happens does come true and happen. And it ain't that I know the future and I'm not a Mastradamus. It's that common sense tells me that, it's just like the person that lives by the gun dies by the gun. The person that lives by the sword dies by the sword, right? So if you're out there in life, right, and it could be that you've been out there for 20, 30 years doing crime and no one's ever killed you and nothing's ever went wrong. But if I predicted 30 years ago that eventually you're going to get killed or you're going to get caught, it's going to happen. It's not that you know the future. It's just that you know the consequences of what people do. And as an adult and a grown-up, right? A grown-up, I know that there is consequences to all actions. So when you do something bad, usually you can get away with things. I'm not going to tell you a lie, and I'm not going to tell you that some people have not gotten away with shit. It does happen. But that number is very small. The problem is that life itself, its own original karma, is stronger than the hand of justice. So even if you get away with it, whatever you did, when it comes to the law, life has its own karma that comes around and catches you out there regardless. So you can't escape them both. One of the two is coming to get you. Karma's even worse, right? So, my thing is, what are you going to do now? What are we going to do? And now you people continue to be out there talking dumb shit. I don't even know why people like the left side and the radicals keep talking that insanity. Dude, the truth is, this nation must maintain the laws. We have to. We cannot be like other countries, and we're not going to be like them. We're not going to be. The resistance here is those that want law and order, for those that are evil and don't want law and order, and all they want is anarchy. My thing is, all you people out there that are playing these games with ICE and all that, you people can't do jack shit, man. Even if this country went into an uproar, Most of you are not even going to be able to fight off people trying to break into your house, people snatching you out of your cars. You're not even going to be able to do nothing. You're just going to cry. That's it. And people are going to take all your shit, your money, your cars, everything you got. They're just going to take it when you live in a lawless society like that. The law that you hate right now and the cops that you're out there bashing and talking shit and throwing bottles at and all that bullshit, those guys are the ones that keep the state from being that scenario I just gave you, the one that you can't survive yourself. But for whatever reason, it doesn't make any sense. Now, look, we're going to talk about something else, right? Now, I've seen a lot of, especially the left, right? A lot of youngsters that I feel bad for them, college kids and all that are telling and making videos that they're upset that they can't even buy a home, right? Now, I'm going to tell you why you can't buy that home. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to start with this. See this corruption that's happening right here? What they're doing with our money and stuff like that? That's the reason why. And because these same people that are corrupt, throwing away taxpayers' money like that, are in cahoots and work with the people that are known as the elitists, the globalists, and the corporations. They're buying up all the houses. And because it's a whole thing with supply and demand, now the house that used to cost $200,000 costs $400,000 because of the same people that you listen to, right, on TV, on the news, and support that. They're the same ones why you can't have a house. But somehow you can't put those two things together and understand who is causing this problem, right? So at that point, why even complain? If you're looking for solutions, you're going to have to listen to people that really know what the hell they're talking about. You know what I mean? Just like the inflation thing, and I've told you before, inflation was because they kept printing money, trillions and trillions of dollars to give away to everybody else. And now you that are looking to buy a house, you can't, and you got pissed off because a gallon of milk was $8. You were pissed off because a dozen of eggs was $6, $7. You were pissed off. The same people that have no problem with Democrats giving away trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars away to the world and making them rich and letting them steal and all that. Those are the reasons why we as Americans are suffering this consequence. It ain't one man. It isn't. So now, right? So now the politicians pump up everybody, all kind of people, your family, right? All of that to go out there, do these stupid things with ICE, right? Now you got 2 dead people, right? And what do the people that pumped you up to go out there to cause that problem and risk your life? What do? They come on TV and tell you how sorry and sympathetic they are about you or the family that they lost a family member, but they're the ones that pump those people to go out there and do that shit. So they're still doing it. They're still out there. You got to get out there. You got to stand up for this. You got to stand up for that. They're telling you all the wrong things. They're liars. They want you to fight a war for them, so that they can continue their criminal enterprise stealing money and shit like that. But you, on the other hand, are putting your life on the line and are broke as fuck because of them people, the same people you're listening to. Stop listening. I'm telling you, turn your attention to what's really happening and walk away from that group of people and that party. That party is nothing but trouble. They're just looking to destroy. You understand? So now listen to this too. So now they got you pumped up, right? To cause all these problems and all that shit. Isn't that what's happening right now in the UK and shit like that, and Australia and all that? Isn't that what's happening there? So now in those places, you can't even speak or you'll go to prison. Now that's really happening. I know you dumb assholes don't know that this is really happening. I know it. I know you see it. I know you see it on TV, right? So then here's the thing. Why in the hell would you be helping criminal people, right, in governing bodies to make that like that here in the United States? Why would you help them do that? To take away your own free speech? Why would you help them to make you spend even more money? Why would you help them for them to keep robbing you for the money of your taxes? You guys got these jobs, you work at Starbucks, you start in your life, you start in Starbucks, you start McDonald's and all that. You get a small check, and then on top of the government, here's the government robbing you for money, for your taxes. They didn't work for that check. But they feel compelled to just take the money because they just say, well, we the government will take what we want. I don't fucking think so. And this is the fucking problem. So how can you complain about shit like that, but support it at the same time, not only mentally, but physically? You'll even go out there and perform like a monkey. right? For money. You guys are just, you guys don't make any sense, man. You can't be on both sides of the track. You know what I mean? You got to choose one side or the other. So if you're okay with them robbing you for your money with taxes, if you're okay with the government playing you like you're an idiot, then be okay also that you're not going to be able to afford groceries, be okay with the fact that you can't buy a house, be okay with everything else because you're okay with giving them control of you and your life and your destiny and everything you own and don't own. You know what I mean? So, I mean, look, I'm telling you, these videos that I make and I talk, I hope that you lefties do not look at this as me attacking you. It's not like that. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a Republican. I'm a hard right person, right? But the minute I find out that a hard right Republican and anything to do with Congress is corrupt, hang them. See, with me, I might be of that side because of the way I think and the way I see things, right? I'm about law and order. I'm about religion. I'm about peace and harmony. I'm about everybody growing, everybody having, keeping the government out of our wallets, keeping the government out of our pockets. Stop making laws and keep impeding into my life and telling me that I can't do this and I shut the fuck up. That's the way I look at the government. Mind your business, take care of, our affairs overseas and all that, but stay out of our lives. That's the kind of Republican I am. I am not into some king. I am not into no rulers. I am not into any of that. My reality is that America is and always has been, okay, a great country to live in. You know what I mean? And now it didn't get this way because of anything else but the state of mind of the people of this country, even the forefathers and the way they thought. Like, for instance, I see youngsters talking about, the people that made that constitutions were a bunch of drunks from way back. We need to change that. Now, look how ignorant that statement sounds. So look at it this way. So if all these other countries have lived or existed for thousands of years and all of a sudden America came along, right? It made a constitution and it's only 250 years old and it became the best country in the world and the most powerful and the richest. Now, how did that happen if that constitution sucked? It happened because it doesn't suck and it's real. See that? And it worked out because we as a nation always were bounded together and operated together in everything that we did. When we didn't like something, we've always had our differences. The left and right has always had their differences. We used to talk about these differences when I was younger and drinking in bars and talking. We used to talk politics. We used to talk religion, everybody. But nobody came out shooting everybody like a bunch of assholes today, like dumbasses that can't even handle a conversation. Ain't nobody was out there fist fighting, rioting. It was none of that. We always had different opinions. But here's the thing, and the difference between the clowns today and the reality of where I come from. When something came down, like the government, let's say the federal government said, we're going to raise your taxes 10%. Right away, you forgot you were Democrat and Republican. All of a sudden, we become we the people, and we're like, fuck that. We're not paying that, and you're not going to fucking instill that law. And we don't give a fuck if you put it there. We're not fucking paying it. And that's how it would go down. See that? And then after that was solved, we go back to our differences and we talk about whatever we want to talk about. We were good. And that's how normal society worked in America. And even though they've told you as an individual now, that if you're 25, 30 years old, you don't know shit about what America was ever. You just don't. You just don't. You missed that boat by at least 20 years, right? So now a person like me that has been around, right, for over 50 years, right? I've seen it. I've seen it where, when you were 5 or 6 years old, you could walk down the block, whether you was a little girl, little boy, they walk down the street, they go to the store, they come back. Nobody hurt those kids. If anybody even remotely, a bad person here and there, would show up and try to hurt one of those kids, the whole neighborhood will beat you beyond you're lucky if you're alive. And when the cops come, the cops will beat the shit out of you too, cuff you and throw your ass in the car if you're still alive, or call the coroner and be done with you. And that's how we as a nation used to be. Kids ride bicycles for miles and miles and miles. And now because of this new mentality, right? Because, oh, you people don't know nothing about nothing. This is the new way of thinking. Okay, so first came in, let's do this, let's do that, let's make this legal, let's make this legal, on and on and on and on. And now the nuclear family's dead. The school system has become an indoctrination system. It don't teach you nothing. You can't survive. Most of you kids are graduating out of college with massive debt and ain't got a job. You can't walk down the street without your kids being kidnapped or killed or shot or stolen. You can't do shit. Right? But this was your way. This is the way you came into the society thinking that you knew the best way to go, and your way fucked everything up. Fucked this country up, fucked everything up. And on top of that, look at the government. And the government saw how stupid you were, and right away the government ran with that and said, oh, these new generations are so dumb, we could take everything from them and they won't even notice. And what's happening in Minneapolis, and not only there, but all over the world and in our governments, period, presidents sending trillions of dollars across the seas to someone else, airplanes load of billions of dollars, this and that. All of that happened because of your dumbasses that came into the scene and don't know shit. And instead of you guys learning from people like us that know how to maintain things so that you can have everything that you're complaining about that you don't have, because we knew how we were able to achieve it, when you ask the question, and you do many times on video, a lot of you, how did you guys do it? How did you guys pay your bills and all that? You know why? Because the bills were not this crazy. Because we would not let these assholes get out of control. And when they tried, we would step to the plate and tell them to fuck off. That's why we were able to live like that, have homes, pay our bills. One person in the household would work, everyone else didn't. The mom was raised the kids. There was a car, there was a house, there was all that. You know why? Because we weren't taking the government shit. Because we didn't play psychopath games. We knew who we were. We were grounded and we were united. Key, united, not divided like you guys. But you guys allowed TV, magazines, and all that shit to divide you, and look at where it's at. And you're looking to find out why this is like what it is. So now what the government did is that they figured you were so dumb in these generations, you don't know what the hell's going on. What I'm going to feed them now is I'm going to tell them that the reason that they can't get a house is because of the president and the people that are in the office right now. Even though the real truth is that the elitists and the globalists are trying to buy everything everywhere so that nobody can own shit, because they feel that they're the only ones that should be able to own land and countries and no one else should have shit. That right there, that's the truth. But your mind is too small, way too small to believe or even see something like that coming your way. But as time is going by, all these things I tell you are proving themselves to be truth. And there's no way around it. Look at it. It's everything I just said is happening. Every time I make a video, whatever happened a month or two later, what I said happens, because that's the topic. I look at it, I read both sides of the opinion, and then I make my own opinion. And usually I always go with the common sense. And the common sense always turns out to be better than Mr. PhD. Right? But, you know, what do we know right now? Look, you even got, this thing has gotten so out of control and so ignorant, right? And so stupid that I actually saw this male nurse make a video, right? Some kind of anesthesia guy, and said that if he sees a MAGA person, he won't do anything for them. And that it is his right not to service a MAGA person. So now this is a medical field person, right? A person that's supposed to save lives, right? Now, the first thing you do when you become that is that you have to take an oath. And money, right? Life is more important than money or anything else. And that is your oath, to protect life no matter what, right? So that went out the window with that nurse, right? Because the ideas in his brain now are what he's hearing or what he's being programmed to listen to. So he's taking it in because he's so ignorant, he cannot. And now, mind you, this is an educated person, educated, like you guys claim. Oh, we're college educated. And look how stupid you could still be, even though you went to college. Because when you go to college, here's the problem. You learn whatever it is you're studying. He learned a nursing game, and that's all he knows. That's why this part that I'm telling you about him, this stupid part, he can't see it because they didn't teach you that part. See what I mean? You're only good at what they taught you. But as far as having common sense about life and knowing how to raise children and knowing the reality and seeing things coming a mile away and all that stuff has to come on your own. You have to grow up. You have to talk to people that really know what the hell is going on. Right? So now this guy in the end also says in the video, he says, it is my right to how you say turn down services or, not give you services or not. And the dude started talking like he was running some bodega in New York in the corner stop that he don't like the customer. Get out of my store. I'm not selling you something. Yeah, I could see that there. But how the hell do you even make a comment like that in the medical? That's like you being a heart surgeon and you're in the middle of a surgery. You see somebody's tattoo like this one and you say, oh, that's a MAGA guy. Okay, let's just stop the surgery. Let him die. What a stupid, what a dumbass way to think. But here's the scary part. Here's a guy that's in control of your anesthesia. And this is what I mean when you people speak like that and you say dumb shit, like if you didn't go to college, you don't know shit. No, you're a dumb bastard to make a statement like that. And this right here that I'm telling you right now is proof. Most of these politicians, right, have that now Ivy League schools and all that. Aren't they all educated? And look how dumb they are. Look at the stupid shit they do. Look at them. They're typical criminals. So you're going to sit here and tell me, if you're going to sit here and debate with me that going to college makes you a better person, but what I'm seeing with my common sense and with my eyes, that's not even fucking close to the truth. What it is this is simple. You either are a good person or you're not. So if you're educated and you're not a good person, you're an educated bastard that ain't no good. It's just, or you are a not educated person and you're no good neither. So it doesn't matter. So people are just assholes in general. You know what I mean? So if you're a poor prick, you're a poor prick. And if you hit the lotto tomorrow, now you're a rich prick, but you're still a prick. It doesn't fucking matter. Your status, your title, none of that means shit. You're still the asshole that you are. And that ain't going to change because only you can change that part. But you know what? I just don't understand. So now you got all these governors and all this shit trying to put pressure on ICE that they're not cops, that this and that bullshit. All these people that are talking like that, I already know, investigate them. As soon as I hear them talking like that, if I was a cop, I go looking into their records right away. You know why? Because it's always those that are talking real quick and defending. Those are the ones that are part of it. They're afraid that it's going to come knocking on their door soon. The states are worried that these dudes busted these guys big time and we're all in this shit and we're going to get fucked in about 5 minutes if we don't take it down. So what we need to do is pump the ignorant people that are too dumb to think for themselves and tell them that ISIS are a bunch of Nazis and they're here to do this. And you see the videos, people, brown shirts. What a bunch of dumb bastards. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I hate corruption in all levels. I don't give a fuck what level. I've seen corrupted cops that I wish they would just take them and put them in an electric chair and be done with them. I've seen shit cops have done that are corrupt pieces of shit. I've seen corruption in government and I wish they hung those motherfuckers. I've seen corruption in everything, at a job, at work. I see it all the time. And I hate corruption all around. It ain't got nothing to do with a party. I just don't like it because every time corruption's involved, suffering is involved, death is involved, everything gets fucked up. Every time a scumbag decides to go corrupt, problems come with them. And it's easier to just eliminate that out of our society. It's easier to get rid of them. You know what I mean? And then the way the world straightens out. But meantime, we can't straighten out the United States because everybody now got pumped up to believe that their lives would be better off if the United States looked like the UK right now. And everybody in the UK is telling you, right, that this is crazy over there. That it is insane over there. That they want these people out of there because of what's happening over there. And here you are like an idiot wanting that shit here. Look what happened with Venezuela. The president rolls in, takes that dude out of there and the wife. The people of the country are happy as hell. They're just loving it that they're free from that shit. And here are you liberal fools that can't think for yourselves over here fighting, talk about bring Maduro back over there. The people don't want him back over there. They don't want that shit. They're happy as shit that the United States moved the guy out of the way so they can move on with their lives. But here you are in the comfort of your home watching TV and watching shit, the comfort of your heated home and, and drinking your Starbucks and all that shit online, buying shit, capitalism shit, all that, talking about, no, we need communism. Convince me, man. Convince me that you're not stupid like that. Tell me that I'm just making shit up. Tell me that this shit is not happening. Tell me that you are not a full retard that way. Unfucking believable. But anyway, that was my rant for today. God bless America. God bless you people. God bless our country. God take care of all of you that have a need out there. All my Americans. Listen, man, like I said, at the end of the day, we are Americans, and I am tired of seeing black and white. I'm tired of hearing about racism. Nope, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. We are one people. We're a melting pot of many cultures, but we are one people, and that one people is we the people, the Americans. It had nothing to do with everything else, so forget about all that other shit. All that other bullshit ain't got nothing to do with nothing. God bless you guys. Till the next video. Like my videos, comment, do what you got to do. Have a good one.